Out the southpaw stance, note Crawford is constantly changing guards from the low guard to a high guard to a traditional guard. With his feet, he's pendulum stepping back and forth as well as just staying light. His rhythm is more of a dance rhythm that he breaks half count with accurate jabs. Bomac, Crawford's forever trainer, actually yells, "Keep that rhythm, he will give it up." Crawford is baiting with pawing jabs for all the familiar high-level reasons like occupying, blinding, and punch traffic. Front and back hand fakes, stall Khan, who has to respect them as he already has been dropped. It's either Khan attacks from these unfavorable positions or he loses around eating jabs, hence, keep that rhythm, he'll give it up. Now Khan gives it up, Crawford switches up and becomes more aggressive. The most common lead combination I've seen Crawford throw from the southpaw stance is the 2-3 or the 2 shuffle 3. Sometimes he throws the 2 with steam, sometimes it's a throwaway 2, but it creates the leverage or torque to twist into a shuffle for the weak side 3 with momentum from the twist and his body weight behind it. The initial 2 also works to close the guard that the 3 comes around. A great open stance combination. I don't normally talk about athleticism, but it has to be said that Crawford is one of the best, if not the best athlete in boxing. Balance, dexterity, pound for pound strength, hand and foot speed are up there amongst the best in any sport. Even his so-called rivals admit to it. This is, in my opinion, the most difficult set of skills to deal with in Crawford's arsenal, and it takes a bit to explain. Skip back to read the particulars of what's going on the screen if need be. When Bud decides or feels comfortable enough to be fluid with his stance, it's a live minefield for his opponent. He's not exactly forward shifting in these sequences. He's literally walking into a stance that his opponent often dictates based on what they do or where they move. All-time fighters and trainers have said that boxing is as high as 90% mental and 10% physical. So mentally, a championship-level fighter with a deep amateur background has seen and knows how to deal with an orthodox or southpaw stance. A switch hitter may confuse a high-level fighter that's in a rhythm fighting in a closed stance in that particular fight if he makes an in-fight stance switch. Reason being, in a closed stance fight, where an opponent switches southpaw making an open stance, everything is reversed. Now you think lead foot and lead hand dominance. The jab is parried or caught by the opposite hand. Outside jab slip is the opposite direction, which loads the opposite side for counters and so on. With that said, Crawford isn't just switching stances, he's walking into whatever stance he deems more efficient depending on the moment. So confusion for his opponents doesn't quite cut it. It's more like a deer in headlights, and this is at the championship level. Probably why many aficionados call Bud the most skilled or best fighter in the world, including virtually every fighter that was named pound for pound #1 in the last 20 plus years, not named Canelo Alvarez. Open stance jab joust 101. If your lead hand is on top, you can parry down and have a direct path to your opponent's face. Crawford's defense has been vastly underrated by his critics, who seem to claim he gets hit a lot, when in fact Crawford is a top 15 fighter in opponent connect percentage and a top 10 fighter when it comes to opponent power connect percentage. In these sequences alone, we have seen control, manipulation, slips, waist bends, parries, blocks, an active guard, defensive jabs, and defensive footwork, and so on. Here you can see the type of force Crawford gets twisting into the 3 hook in his southpaw 2-3 combination. Truly a great open stance combination to apply to your game in a devastating 3 hook. Yet another example of Crawford's fluidity as a switch hitter. Crawford pull counters with his backhand and allows Khan to blow straight past his center line, but instead of having to take extra time and movement to pivot back into stance, he simply attacks orthodox. A very slick use of footwork and control. It's a damn shame as fight fans we can't get most of the fights we demand. This isn't a debate channel by any means, so I won't comment on the business and politics of boxing, but one absolute truth is that fighters want higher rewards to fight Crawford, which undoubtedly means Terence Crawford is high risk.